The Nevada lawmakers have overturned that statewide vaccination mandate for college students. Joining us now, University of Nevada student Katelynn Richardson. Katelynn, what does this vax mandate lifting mean for you?
Yeah, so this mandate, as Campus Reform reported last August, was for all college students throughout the state. It required us to get vaccinated before registering in the spring semester. And now that it's been overturned by our legislative commission, it means that students like me are able to go back to campus. I personally did have an exemption, but I was still planning on taking online classes because of all the requirements they had for unvaccinated students, like weekly COVID testing and mask wearing. So as long as we don't have any more changes, it should mean that we're back to in-person learning.
Tell me what's happening on campus at Yale, if you would. I know that Campus Reform, your organization, I know you followed this story all across the country. I'm told that at Yale, they have to quarantine on campus, and they're told you can't eat in restaurants off campus. Is that accurate? What's going on here?
Yeah, that's accurate. Yale sent out an email to their students saying that once they get to campus, they have to quarantine until they are able to provide a negative COVID test. And it really makes me wonder, is this, it seems like more like prison than like school. Yeah. This phase 1 they announced in the email is essentially solitary confinement. We're 2 years into this. And while this virus has changed, one thing has remained consistent for college students. We're at a very low risk for this age group, especially now with Omicron. So it's really unclear what these mandates are, who they're trying to protect, especially when we have a near 100% vaccination rate on that campus.
How do most students feel about this?
You know, I think that students are really tired of all these constant changes, whether it's at Yale, going backwards, going back to what we were experiencing in March of 2020, or on my campus, even though the mandate has been overturned in Nevada, some students, I know students personally who would not have got this vaccine if their education had not been put on the line. And there's unvaccinated students too who still might not be able to enroll in the classes they need. Because they were prevented when registration opened last November, and now those classes are full.
Just suppose that there was no vaccine mandate, no mask mandate, no rules, no regulations at all, or you could just go straight back to the class, in-person learning from the professor standing out front. How many students, give me a proportion if you can, would actually go back to college under those circumstances with no rules and regulations?
You know, it's really hard to say an exact number, but I do know on my campus, once this mandate was overturned, we had a petition signed by students and faculty, about 3,500 at the last time I checked, who actually wanted to reinstate this mandate. So this is actually really concerning when you consider this mandate was an emergency order. It was a 120-day order put in place by the Nevada Board of Health. And it really shows that we can't have these government regulations that are making choices for people that should be personal decisions. They're overriding their own decisions and without any regard for individual circumstances.
Yeah, that's really disappointing that college kids don't want freedom above all else, for heaven's sake. Thanks very much, Katelynn. That was really good. I'm glad you came on the show today. Come back soon, okay? Thank you very much.